Hey there, thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a tool that, well, a lot of project managers basically swear by, their visual superpower, Gantt charts. If you've ever found yourself, wrestling with a complex project, trying to untangle tasks, deadlines, figure out who's doing what, yeah, this deep dive is definitely for you. Our mission today, go way beyond just the basics. We're going to take the fantastic source material you've shared and really unpack the surprisingly rich history behind these charts. We'll reveal their essential building blocks, give you a clear, actionable process for creating your own, and show you the huge benefits and all the different ways they're used across so many industries. By the end, you'll see how this knowledge can genuinely simplify even your trickiest projects, turn chaos into clarity.
Yeah, and that transformation from chaos to clarity,
hmm
that's exactly why these charts are so fundamental. Gantt charts are really central to effective project execution
hmm
because they're just brilliant at turning abstract plans into clear, actionable timelines. They make sure everyone knows not just what needs doing, but when, and crucially, how all the pieces connect, the whole puzzle.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the big picture then. What is a Gantt chart, fundamentally? When we talk about this visual superpower, how do those horizontal bars against a timeline actually, help us get stuff done?
Right. So at its core, a Gantt chart is a visual project management tool. It maps out all your project tasks,
Mm.
see them as horizontal bars against a timeline. It's super valuable in product management, for instance, because it forces a clarity that often gets lost in the chaos. It's not
Mm.
just what needs to be done, but it's a clear commitment to when. Turns those abstract ideas into timelines people are accountable for. The timeline itself, you can set it up by days, months, even years, and each bar shows a task's duration and exactly where it sits on that timeline. What's really neat, I think, is the immediate visual feedback you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, different colors usually show the completion stages, like green for done, yellow for in progress, red if something's delayed. It's incredibly intuitive. Tells you the story at a glance, really.
That makes perfect sense for just keeping tabs on everything.
Yeah.
But does that immediate visual feedback, does it work in every single scenario? Or are there specific types of projects where it really shines and maybe others where, I don't know, it might not be the best fit?
The evidence definitely points towards them being super effective for coordinating teams, visualizing schedules, making sure everyone's aligned on the timelines. They really shine when you've got a structured project, with tasks that depend on each other.
Right, dependencies.
Exactly. But their usefulness can vary. They might be, let's say, less suited for really quick fluid tasks without hard deadlines,
Mm.
maybe like brainstorming sessions.
Okay.
Or, on the other end, super complex projects that need constant unpredictable changes. That might just make the chart a burden to keep updating rather than a help. But for most structured projects, absolutely a game changer.
It's amazing how a tool we use so much today has such deep roots. I'm curious, who actually came up with the initial idea for these and how did they evolve into the household name they are now in project management?
Well, the initial concept actually came from a Polish engineer, Karol Adamiecki. He introduced something called the harmonogram way back in 1896. Mostly it optimizes steelworks, actually.
Wow, okay.
But it was Henry Gantt, an American engineer, who really popularized the chart. That was in the early 1910s.
Yeah.
What made Gantt's version different, and this really laid the groundwork for modern project management, was how it specifically showed completed work compared to planned work.
Ah, the comparison.
Exactly. That insight was, well, revolutionary at the time. And from those early days, drawing them by hand, they've evolved massively, integrated with digital software by the 80s, and then by the late 90s, they were widely available on web-based platforms, collaboration tools, which basically made project tracking accessible to pretty much anyone with internet.
So if we sort of peel back the layers, what are the fundamental pieces, the building blocks that make these charts more than just pretty pictures? What really gives them that power to organize complex work?
Yeah, linking this to the bigger picture, it's really about how these individual bits combine to give you that comprehensive view. First up, you've got the task list. And this isn't just, a simple list. It's the detailed breakdown of every single action.
Yeah.
Often you'll see subtasks nested under main tasks, which really shows the project's true complexity or simplicity sometimes.
Okay.
Then there's the timeline. That's your horizontal axis, showing the project duration in whatever intervals you choose, days, weeks, months. The bars are where the visual magic happens, really. They map each task's duration right onto that timeline. Start and end points become instantly clear. Crucially, you have Dependencies.
Mm-hmm.
These are the arrows or lines showing how tasks relate. Like finish to start. One task has to finish before the next one can begin. That's super common. Or start to start, maybe two tasks kick off together. FS and SS are definitely the ones you see most often.
Gotcha.
Then milestones. These are key points in the project, often marked with symbols like diamonds maybe. They represent significant achievements. Think project kickoff, a major review phase ending, or the final delivery.
Big moments.
Exactly. You also have progress indicators. This could be shading on the bars or percentages showing how much of a task is done, often updated in real time in software. Then there's the critical path. This is a big one.
Right.
It's the longest sequence of tasks that must be completed on time for the whole project to finish on schedule.
Sure.
Any delay on this path pushes your end date. It's often highlighted, maybe in red, for that reason. Makes sense. And finally, the today line. Simple idea, just a vertical line showing the current date. Gives you an instant comparison where you plan to be versus where you actually are. All these parts. They work together seamlessly, give you that clear, comprehensive view. Makes it easy to spot bottlenecks, see potential delays, and, adjust your plans proactively.
That's a really crystal clear look at the anatomy. I'm wondering, though, which of those bits do you find people most often overlook? Or maybe misuse when they're first starting out?
Oh, that's a great question. I'd probably say dependencies and the critical path. People are usually pretty good at listing tasks and putting them on a timeline, sure, but they might not really dig into how one task truly impacts another. That's where understanding dependencies is just, it's a lifesaver.
The knock-on effects.
Exactly. And if you don't know your critical path, you could end up spending time optimizing tasks that, honestly, have zero impact on your final delivery date. Wasted effort, basically.
Okay, so for our listeners who are ready to get hands-on, avoid those pitfalls. How does someone actually go about creating one of these powerful visual tools? Can you guide us through it step by step?
Sure thing. It's a pretty structured process, usually 7 steps, that helps ensure accuracy and usefulness. First, define project scope. Seriously important. This means clearly outlining your objectives, what you need to deliver, any constraints you're working under. You want your goals to be SMART, you know that acronym? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
Right, SMART goals, classic.
Exactly. It's crucial for setting clear objectives. Some tools, like TeamGantt, even have project brief templates to help structure this thinking.
Handy. Okay, step 1, scope. What's next?
Next, list tasks. Break down the whole project into smaller, manageable tasks. And subtasks, too. Try to make sure absolutely nothing gets overlooked. It can help to categorize them maybe by phase, like research, design, implementation, whatever fits. This is your foundation.
Makes sense. Break it down.
Step 3 is estimate durations. Figure out how long each task will realistically take. There are different techniques, like analogous estimation using past similar projects as a guide. Quick, but maybe less accurate. Parametric estimation scaling based on known variables. Or 3-point estimation. That's where you look at optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely times. A bit more robust.
Okay.
And for real precision, there's bottom-up estimation, estimating every little subtask and rolling it up. Takes time, but very accurate. And here's a key tip. TeamGantt suggests this too. Always add buffers. Maybe 10-15% for tasks are high risk, accounts for those inevitable hiccups.
Good tip. Build in some wiggle room. All right, scope, tasks, durations. What's step 4?
Fourth, schedule on timeline. Now, you actually plot those tasks onto the timeline based on their start and end dates. Make sure it all aligns with your overall project duration. This is where you really identify the sequence, establish those dependencies we talked about. Often you start with an early start time approach just to get things moving on paper.
Plotting it out.
Fifth, add milestones and dependencies. Mark those key milestones kickoff, major deliveries with clear symbols, diamonds, stars, whatever, and use those arrows to explicitly show the task dependencies. For example, design must finish before development starts. Make it visually obvious. Otherwise, you're building on shaky ground.
Clear links. Got it. Step 6.
Step 6, assign resources. Allocate who's doing what. Team members, specific tools, budget maybe. Assign them to each task. Use the resource views in your software if it has them. Helps you balance workloads, avoid overloading anyone. You got to consider availability, skills, holidays, all that stuff.
Right, the people part, crucial. And the last step.
Finally, step 7, share and monitor. Share the chart with your team, your stakeholders. Use collaboration tools so everyone sees the same thing. And this is vital. Regularly update the chart. Reflect progress, delays, any changes. Weekly check-ins are a really good idea. Review progress, adjust timelines if needed. Especially keep an eye on external dependencies and those critical path tasks. They directly impact your final delivery.
That's a really comprehensive roadmap, thanks. So to bring it all back to the listener, beyond just the mechanics of building one, why are Gantt charts truly indispensable for project success? What are the tangible benefits someone managing a project can actually expect to see?
Yeah, that's a fair question. Why bother investing the time, right? Well, the benefits are pretty numerous and profound, actually. They provide strategic planning. You get that high-level overview right from the start, helps align goals and expectations. They absolutely excel at dependency management. Highlighting those task relationships clearly means you ensure the correct order and drastically cut down on those cascading delays.
Yeah, avoids that domino effect.
Exactly. For real-time tracking, you can monitor your actual progress against your baseline plan. Use metrics like percent complete, see where you really stand. And beyond just tracking tasks, Gantt charts offer this crucial early warning system for resource balancing. Imagine seeing weeks ahead that one team member is about to get totally swamped.
Huh?
You can reallocate work before they burn out.
Ah, proactive. I like that.
That's the real power of resource balancing there. They're also fantastic for stakeholder alignment, keeping everyone in the loop about deadlines, progress. Massively reduces miscommunication.
Keeps everyone on the same page.
Precisely. And for risk management, they help identify potential bottlenecks or delays early on. That lets you take proactive steps, like maybe fast-tracking overlapping tasks where possible or crashing, adding more resources to keep things moving.
That's a really powerful set of advantages. And I'm curious, what about their broad applicability? You mentioned product management, but what other industries, what types of projects really benefit most from these charts?
Oh, they are incredibly versatile. It's quite amazing, actually. In construction, obviously. Sequencing, building phases, site prep, framing, electrics with incredible precision. In IT and software development, they're used constantly. Mapping sprints, feature development. They even align really well with agile methods, despite sometimes being seen as more traditional. Marketing teams use them all the time for planning campaigns, content creation, design, ad buys, launch dates. It all goes on the chart. Event planning. Couldn't do without them, probably. Coordinating complex logistics, vendors, schedules.
Yeah, I can see that.
Even in education, for managing big semester-long projects. In healthcare, planning complex patient care pathways. Telecommunications, planning network upgrades. Human resources, managing recruitment processes, from posting to onboarding. It's genuinely widespread. There was that Canva visual economy report. It noted that something like 86% of global business leaders use data visualization tools like Gantt charts for effective communication.
Wow, 86%.
Yeah. The demand for visual clarity is just universal, isn't it?
It seems so. That need for clarity definitely crosses all sectors. Okay, let's look at some real-world examples then, maybe nail this down a bit more, and then let's get to the wisdom. What are the absolute best practices, the things you should do to master these charts? And just as importantly, what common mistakes should we actively avoid?
Absolutely. Okay, examples. Let's take a construction project again. Tasks like site preparation, framing, milestones like groundbreaking. The dependency is crystal clear. Electrical work can't start until the framing is totally done. There was a case study, TeamGantt cited it, where a construction firm cut delays by 20%, simply by using a Gantt chart to visualize and manage these flows properly.
20%, that's significant.
Huge. Or software development.
Yeah.
Tasks like requirements gathering, coding, testing. A milestone might be the beta release. Testing, naturally, depends on the coding being finished first. One software company reportedly improved their release timelines by 15% just using them for sprint planning, managing those critical dependencies. In a marketing campaign, tasks like content creation, graphic design, milestone, the launch date, the dependency. Design probably can't start until the content is finalized, right? A digital agency, in another example, consistently delivered campaigns on time because they used the chart to align everyone. And loads of tools offer customizable templates now. Canva, TeamGantt, many others. Makes it really easy to just jump in and start applying these ideas.
Templates are always helpful. Okay, so those are good examples. Now, the best practices. What should people focus on?
Right. Best practices. First, structure for clarity. Organize your tasks logically. Use clear, concise labels. Don't be vague. Second, keep it visual. Don't just rely on text. Use colors green, yellow, red for progress, maybe different colors for different teams. Use icons. Use those progress indicators. Make it easy to understand at a glance.
Use the visual power.
Exactly. Third, monitor progress meaningfully. Don't just eyeball it. Use solid metrics like percent complete and always compare against your original baseline plan. That tells you if you're really on track. Fourth, balance workloads. Seriously, use those resource views in your software. See who's got too much, who might have capacity. Prevent burnout. Reassign work proactively. Fifth, align team and stakeholders. Keep updating the chart. And share it regularly. Maybe use filtered views, show marketing just their tasks, show execs just the milestones, and use real-time links so everyone's always looking at the latest version. That's a great tip from TeamGantt, actually.
Yeah.
And finally, number 6, connect tools. If you can, integrate your Gantt chart tool with other platforms your team uses: Slack, Trello, Procore, Google Calendar. Centralize updates, notifications. Make it part of the workflow, not a separate chore.
Seamless workflow. Love it. Okay, on the flip side, the common mistakes. What traps should people look out for?
Oh yeah, equally important. Number 1, planning without a clear project outcome. This is how scope creep starts. You don't know where you're going, any path will do, and it usually leads to disaster.
Right. Define the why.
Exactly. 2, underestimating how long complex tasks will take. Be realistic, add those buffers we talked about. 3, forgetting about review and approval cycles. They aren't instant. They are tasks themselves and need time scheduled.
Good one. Often missed.
Definitely. 4, overloading your team leads to burnout, mistakes, lower morale. Use those resource tools. 5, overlooking holidays or planned time off. A classic. Throws schedules off completely if you don't account for it up front.
Yep. Seen that happen.
6, leaving out task context or details. Just putting design isn't helpful. Design what? Any links needed. Notes. 7, skipping a peer review of your chart. Get a fresh pair of eyes on it. Someone else might spot a dependency you missed or an unrealistic estimate. And finally, 8, forgetting to update stakeholders on changes. Communication is absolutely key, especially when things inevitably shift. Don't leave them in the dark.
That is incredibly practical advice, both the do's and the don'ts. Super helpful. Okay, so for our listeners who are now fired up, ready to put this into practice, create their own charts. What digital tools are out there, and what should they really prioritize when they're choosing one? What features matter most?
Yeah, there are loads of great tools available now. When you're choosing, I'd look for a few key things. Drag and drop scheduling is huge for ease of use. Makes adjusting timelines super intuitive. Just grab a bar and move it. Good collaboration tools are key. Comments, notifications, sharing features keeps the team connected within the tool. Critical path tracking is pretty much essential. Need to see that visually highlighted. Resource management features, as we discussed, vital for balancing workloads. Look for multiple views, not just the timeline. Maybe a list view, a calendar view. Different people like different perspectives. Exactly. Baselines are important too. That ability to save your original plan and compare actual progress against it shows you variance. Good time estimates integration is helpful. And definitely look for integrations with other tools your team relies on. Slack, Trello, Google Calendar, whatever. Makes it part of the ecosystem. And finally, mobile access. Being able to check or even update things on the go is pretty much a must-have these days.
Great checklist.
Yeah.
And any specific tools that come to mind? Popular choices?
Sure. TeamGantt is really popular. They have a free maker, great drag and drop, very strong on collaboration, user-friendly. Microsoft Project is, the big one.
Right.
Very robust scheduling, lots of features, often used in larger enterprises. Can have a steeper learning curve, though.
Right.
Primavera is another advanced option, often seen in huge construction or engineering projects. Very powerful, but complex. On the more user-friendly end, Canva now has Gantt chart templates. Great for visual appeal and simplicity. MindView is another one known for being user-friendly, good templates. And yeah, like you mentioned, for people who love spreadsheets, there are detailed guides out there. Smartsheet has one for building Gantt charts right in Excel. It's possible, just more manual.
Lots of options then, depending on needs and complexity. Okay, bringing it all together, it feels really clear that Gantt charts are, well, way more than just bars on a screen. They seem like a genuine cornerstone of managing projects effectively, turning those abstract ideas into something concrete, something actionable.
Indeed. I'd say they're pretty much an indispensable tool for achieving clear visual project planning, monitoring, and crucially, communication, whether it's about ensuring things get done on time, hitting those successful project outcomes, aligning diverse teams, managing all those tricky dependencies, or getting ahead of risks. Gantt charts provide that essential clarity and control, and that applies across almost any industry you can think of. They force a certain precision, and they really illuminate the path forward.
Illuminate the path forward. I like that. So a final thought for you, our listener, to mull over. Considering everything we've talked about today, how could applying just one small best practice we mentioned, maybe adding buffers or really defining dependencies or even just trying out a simple template, how could that transform a project you're working on right now, make it clearer, maybe less stressful? Or, stepping back a bit, what other historical tools, things maybe conceived in a totally different era, like the harmonogram? What other old tools continued to be remarkably relevant, even powerful, in our super modern digital age? Something to think about.
If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share it, with others who might benefit too. To learn more about product management and digital marketing, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.